Hello, everybody. This is Benny Hills back with another normal vintage cube draft. This pack is pretty good. There's no power, unfortunately, but there's some really strong cards. So I'm looking at Demonic Tutor, Rofellos, and Emry. Probably not Emry. Emry has a very high ceiling. If you can drop this on turn 1 off of a Mox and you have a lot of things to get back with it, then this card can be just like a one-card engine. I would take this first in Supreme. But I think I'm not going to take it here. So DT versus Rofellos. DT is probably a little bit stronger. It's very, very good in Reanimator and combo and stuff like that. But I actually think I'm going to go with the Rofellos. 2 reasons. First of all, Brutality is a decent second best black card, and there's not another good green card, really. Or like mono green ramp card. And secondly, this is like not the most spiky consideration, but I've done a ton of Demonic Tutor decks, and I haven't played a Rofellos in a very long time. Now I can follow it up with a Noble. I think mono green is really good in this format when it's really open, and Rofellos is the best card in that deck, probably. There's an argument for Gaia's Cradle or Natural Order or Crater Hoof, but this is among the best cards for sure. So I think I like leading with that. If we'd taken the Demonic Tutor, there's not really much for us here. I guess we could go Jace and just be like a blue-black control deck, or Faithless Looting if we wanted to do Reanimator, but now we can take Noble, which is excellent. Unfortunately, what makes Noble really good is that it can fix you. But that doesn't really matter with, ideally with Rofellos, you're mono green, so I would rather drug a Tree Speaker than Noble Hierarch here, even though sometimes Noble is better. But I'm pretty happy to take a 1-mana Accelerant anyways. Well, there's 2 green cards here, so I don't think green is cut. They're both a little bit bad, though. I don't really want to play either of these. So I actually think I might just take a Karn here. I think this is way worse in this format than in Vintage Normal, or in Supreme Vintage Cube. But I think having a lot of, basically having as many Planeswalkers as you can in green decks is something I really like. We could take the Synchro Tribelder. I would take that over the Thragtusk, but I'm really hoping to have better ramp than this. This is another card, like Noble, that gets a lot better when it's ramping, like helping you color fix as well. And I don't really think that's what we want to be doing here. Ponder's also a good card, but I think I like taking the Karn here. Okay, there's a Nasty Terasti. That is a pretty nice top-end piece, so I will take that. We can drop it pretty fast with the Rofellos. And it interacts very well. Blowing up your opponent's lands is an important part of a green deck here. Mono white does appear to be very open. There's 4 cards that are all very strong in mono white. Even Kitchen Finks is fine as a 5th. But I like our start. I think I'm not going to move into mono white yet. Yeah, the fact that the 3 people to our right aren't playing mono white doesn't mean that's where we should be. Although this pack maybe means that is where we should be. There's a Wooded Foothills, which I would like, but there's no green, and I really don't want to be stuck in green if it's really cut. There are some black cards, too, so I sort of wish we had the Demonic Tutor. I think I'm going to just take the Hero of Bladehold here, and then wait. If we get another good green card in the next pack, then maybe this was just a light pack on green, or there's only 1 green card that got taken by someone else. But if there's someone drafting mono green and taking, green hasn't looked super open since the second pack. So I think I would rather take the hero here and keep our options open. Okay, yeah, there's a Carnage Tyrant, but that's a really late Swords to Plowshares and Blade Splicer. Yeah, I think this is where we're supposed to be. Some decent fixing, but man, I literally just did mono white, but this is definitely the right pick if we're trying to win, which I think is my goal here, especially early on when I'm not sick of this yet. Okay, well, now we have some good green cards and not really good white cards. We could take Sword of Feast and Famine, or just take the Woodfall Primus. I think I'm going to take the Primus here. Actually, no, I'm going to take the Primal Command here. I think this is a little bit better than Primus when we already have Terastodon. These are similar, but Terastodon is better. And I'll take this. This is also just a good piece of interaction. I used to underrate this card. I actually think this card is quite strong. But this isn't a great card in mono white. And I'm not committed to mono white yet, so I think I like taking the Primal Command. And then seeing, okay, well, there's a Vryn Wingmare. And no good green cards, so I think that's probably where we should be. Still not fully committed to this. If we open up, like, I mean, yeah, actually, I am pretty committed to this. You can't really play mono green with only one mana accelerant at the end of the first pack. That's pretty weak. Although this pack is pretty bad. I mean, we could take Qasali Pridemage. Actually, I kind of like that plan. We can play Noble and Qasali Pridemage in this deck. I wish I took the Knight of Autumn now over the Primal Command, because Knight of Autumn would be sweet here, but we could actually do green-white aggro, which would be interesting. You don't do that too often. Well, I don't really like Wall of Blossom that much. I think I'm just going to take the Winds of Abandon. It's not great. I hope I don't play it, but it could end up getting there. Okay, this is pretty bad. I guess we just take the Thragtusk. But this deck is looking very much like a not vintage cube deck. All right, I'll take a Danto Vanguard here. This deck is too fair, though. I mean, we could still end up in mono white. All right, white is clearly pretty open. So unclear right now if we'll be playing green or not. I really like playing both of these. Thragtusk, not as much. This card is, I mean, he's good in some matchups, but it's pretty expensive for what it does. So we'll see. May or may not end up playing these cards. If we do end up splashing green, then Honor of the Pure becomes a lot worse. Okay, so here we have, I think we should go with Jitte here. Yeah, Jitte is pretty good. If it's good in the, that's good if, how long do you think you'll be doing that? Okay, that's fine. It's not that loud, I think. And I appreciate you doing it. So I think here we go with the Umezawa's Jitte and then try and wheel the Brimaz. Yeah, that seems pretty good to me. Now we have Marsh Flats, Nissa, Resto, and Elspeth. Marsh Flats could help us with the fixing, but we still don't know we're going to be playing green. I think I should just take the Elspeth here. This card is very strong, and yeah, I think that's the pick here. Nissa is also good in a beatdown deck that can play it, but double green could be rough. Well, now we have to decide between Arbor Elf, Seasoned Hallowblade, and Path. I think I should just take the Path here. We can take the Path, try and wheel the Seasoned Hallowblade, and just sort of give up on the green thing. I don't think green is where we should be here. So I will take this. Now we can take Revoker. Well, there's a Draugr Tree Speaker. So green is more open from this direction, but I still think at this point we should commit to mono white. I think this is just, it's open and we have a good start and we should keep rolling with that. So I want to take both of these, but I want maybe the Silverblade more, but we'll take the Revoker and then wheel the Silverblade. I think this will come around, and Revoker is very strong. Okay, Thraben Inspector is great. One-drops are just super important for this sort of deck, so I will very happily take that. Disenchant I would probably play, but I'd much rather take a good one-drop over that. Ooh, well, we just passed the Disenchant, but then we got better Disenchant. At least better for us. Very, very happy to see this. Again, green is much more open in this direction than it was in the last direction, but I still think this is where we should be. Oh, man. Now we have to decide between Spectral Procession and Mana Tithe. That is a brutal decision. These are both some of the best cards we could get. I think I need to go with the Tithe here. As good as Spectral Procession is, I really need 1 mana plays, and we're light on 1 mana plays at the moment. We only have 3, and really only Thraben Inspector. So I think we got to go with a Tithe, as tough as that is. But we really do need to get some more creatures, or some more one-drops. Well, there's the Temple Garden, but I think at this point, that's not the right play, because Flicker Wisp is actually really strong for us. It's good with Blade Splicer. It's okay with Elspeth. It's good with Thraben Inspector. It can give out. It's good with both of these. It can give value by killing tokens. So, yeah, sorry, Temple Garden. I think we're just mono white here. Our pulls to be green are decent, but there's not that many of them, and I really can't afford to pass good playables for other stuff when we didn't move into this deck really until like pretty late in the first pack. All right, now we can take a Brimaz. Oust is okay, but we already have 2 removal spells that are much better, so we don't really need that. And Factory is good, but I really don't want to end up in a situation where we don't have enough playables, which is not necessarily likely, but it definitely could happen. And so I think we got to just take the solid playable here. Well, now we can take a colorless land. This is a pretty bad one, though. Honestly, I think this will start in the board probably, but it's good in some matchups, so not the worst pickup. And none of the other cards are really a consideration here. Actually, we could... Never mind, I'm actually going to take Bayou. There's a world... Actually, wait, no, the black-white fetch land's already gone. Yeah, no, I'll take the Blast Zone. Ooh, Seasoned Hellblade came back around. That is excellent, so very certainly taking that. And then we got the Silver Blade. Okay, well... Disenchant, yeah, white is open. I sort of regret taking the Brimaz now because we got so many other good playables, but this is fine. I think, given how this is looking, this probably starts on the board. I really, really want 1-drops. I would take a good 1-drop over pretty much anything other than power here. Oh, that is a beautiful sight. Last pick, Spectral Procession. We're in the right deck. We made the right choice. As much as I do want to play Rofellos, this is not the time. Your time will be near, and it will be glorious, Rofellos, but it will not be now. All right. Really good cards here. There is Dismember, Wasteland, Gideon, and Recruiter of the Guard. But I think I got to go with the Wasteland here at this point. We already have 18 great spells that I don't want to cut any of, so I will take this. Gideon is probably the only 4-drop better than the 2 we have, but this is just a little bit stronger. Dad, did you hear my quote?
I did, but I've already forgotten.
I forget exactly. It was
Your time is not now.
Oh yeah, sorry, Rofellos. Your time is near, and it will be glorious, but it's not now, or something. Yeah, something along those lines. I was happy with that. This is a great pack for us. I would love a Sword of Fire and Ice, and Stonecoil Serpent is decent, but Figure of Destiny is just exactly what we want. It's a 1-drop. It scales well. It hits hard. We also are pretty low on utility lands, which is bad overall, but it's good for Figure of Destiny because it makes it a lot easier to use the 3 and 6 mana abilities. One note with this, I've seen opponents not realize this, so this says if it's a spirit, it becomes a warrior. So if it's not a spirit, which it doesn't start out, this ability won't trigger. You can use it, you can activate it, but it won't work. So make sure you've turned it into a spirit before using this, and vice versa for this one. Or vice versa is not the right word, but you know what I mean. Make it a 3-drop before it's a 6. We will take the figure and hope to get more 1-drops. And not get a 1-drop here, but get an excellent card. Dahlia is just so perfect for this deck. I would love a Relic. And probably not for the main deck, but it would be a great sideboard option for facing Reanimator. But Dahlia is just so good. This is our first real brick of a pack. There's 2 white cards, so it's not that white's getting cut, but they're just not really what we want. I don't really want Elspeth Conquers Death. I think I'll take the Day of Judgment for the board. Maze of Ith can be a decent option in the board too, but I think Day of Judgment is a little bit better for like the Mirror, Mono Red, Mono Green. This can be, and like, you know, it's good against us. We're playing 13 creatures, and hoping to get more. But if people aren't expecting it, we can play around it, and they will not play around it. Now we decide, well, there's some more fixing for green, but we're not doing that. Do we want Parallax Wave or a pretty weak 2-drop? I think I like the Parallax Wave a little bit more. This is probably slightly more likely to wheel, although they both could wheel. Normally I would go for this because I really do want to have good 2-drops, but we have 7 2-mana plays already. And so more 2-drops isn't really a priority. I would take like a 1/1 with no abilities here, I think, over the Parallax Wave. Maybe not literally, but almost. Like, I really do want 1-drops, but I think I do go for the wave here. Nice. Okay. Ooh, wait. Crow Mox versus Giver of Runes. That is a really tough choice. Giver of Runes is more likely to wheel. Let's see, we take 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll get 2 cards back. I think I'm actually going to go with the Crow Mox here. This basically counts as a 1-drop. When I say 1-drop, I mean card that gives us a turn 1 play. And this lets us play turn 1 Thalia, turn 1 Hallowblade. Like, it gives us those 1-drops. It's also less likely to wheel, and it's just, like, really, really good. I mean, letting you play, like, turn 1 Thalia and turn 2 Burning Wingmare can just really win the game. So we'll go with this and really, really hope to wheel the Giver of Runes. Although I think we'll at least wheel the Emeria's Call, which I'll also take. So take the Chrome Mox. And now probably just the Armageddon. These are both just a little too expensive. So this is the last pack. So we did not get the number of 1-drops I would like to see. But we got a decent number. Or not really, actually. We didn't get that many. But we have a lot of good 2-drops and 3-drops. I think I'll take the Council Judgment. It's not great. It's a little expensive, but it's okay. Ooh. Now I can take a Gideon. Lotus Petal is also good, but Gideon is very, very strong. Geist is also good. I would love to be able to play that, but we don't have the blue mana. All right, I'll take a Stone Coil here, actually. Revelark is a little too expensive, but Stone Coil can fill the curve nicely. It can actually be that 1 mana 1/1, but then also scales well. So actually, that's a really nice pickup. And now we can take a second Wrath for the board or a Relic for the board. I think I'll go with the Relic. Elspeth Conquers Death or Maze of Ith. I think I'm going to take the Maze of Ith here. It's really nice against opposing equipment. Like, that's a way to beat a GT. All right. So, don't really care about this, so I guess I'll take the Kaya. But this is the next pack is the one that's really important. If the Giver comes around, that would improve the deck by so much. Well, no Giver. I'll still take the Emeria's Call, but that is unfortunate. Yeah, Giver of Runes would have been very, very good for this deck. So we do have a severe lack of 1-drops, which is a problem. But I think we still have a good deck. So Disenchant would be reasonable to bring in. I don't think I'm going to main deck the Blast Zone. What do we not want? Well, first of all, how many lands do we want? Right now we have 2. So I would like to play probably 15 lands in this deck, maybe 16. I think I'm going to cut the Parallax Wave. We don't have Containment Priest to combo with it, and we already have Path and Swords. So I don't want to go overboard on the anti-creature stuff. Also, GTA is sort of anti-creature. We could just play 15 lands in this. Although we do really want to hit, like, at least get up to 3. I think I'm going to cut Armageddon from the main deck. It's a little bit slow, especially with Burning Wingmare and Thalia. Although I guess it can just win the game on its own sometimes. Yeah, actually, I'll cut Council's Judgment. This is, I mean, it's good. It's unconditional, but having Path and Swords makes it seem a little bit less necessary, and with both Thalia and Burning Wingmare, it's likely to cost 4, which makes it pretty weak. So we can do that, and then run these, and not playing a mountain, 14 basic planes. Wasteland is not really land. I guess this does give us 18 or 17 sort of mana sources, but our deck is actually not the most low curve, like Figure of Destiny, and like this is our curve at its lowest. But then, this could also be like a 5-drop, and this is like a 4-drop. So our curve is not low, and then, GTA is sort of a 4-drop. So we have ways to use the mana, also 2 tax effects. So I think I like playing this many lands here, and then on the draw, we can cut 1 planes and bring in either Relic or Disenchant or something like that. Or, maybe this is better, actually. Yeah, this is probably better. I think Disenchant is really good. This is just a 2-mana instant speed Stone Rain with upside, usually. So we'll do it like this. I will see you in round 1. All right, here we are for round 1 against Mr. Magician. That's intimidating. This hand does not have a 1-drop, but I think I still keep it. I mean, our deck just doesn't have that many 1-drops, so we can't really mulligan to a 1-drop, and then it's really, really good after that. Multiple very disruptive 2-drops. Very hard to interact with 3-drop or removal spell. That is a pretty good draw. I'd rather a 1-drop, but that could really pump up our team pretty nicely here. They pass, sure. I think I'm just going to jam a Thalia here. It's just the best card. They might counter it. We could also play the Hallowblade. I mean, really just between Thalia and Seasoned Hallowblade. I'm going to make them have the counterspell, though, which they do. But still not the end of the world. Just a 1-for-1. No play. Ooh, that is deadly. So we Wasteland them, go to second main and play the Hallowblade. Or just go now because they didn't float mana, which I respect. There's no need to. Obviously, we can go to the second main phase. Like, I mean, I guess they could do it in case we're bad. And it's fine to hedge against that. So I guess, yeah, you can float mana. But against a good player, it makes no difference. They do have another land. I wish we had a second Wasteland. We draw 3 Bin Inspector. I'll pop my head up there so we won't block our beautiful Thraben Inspector. Now we'll go land. We could play the Honor of the Pure. I think I like doing that, actually. We'll play Honor of the Pure and then Thraben Inspector. This plays better against the Board Sweeper. We could also play Blade Splicer, but that doesn't do that much more damage. And it is worse against a counter or a Board Sweeper. All right, sweet. So we hit for 4. What could they have for 2? Oh, Brazen Borrower bounce. Okay, that's a good answer. That's pretty good for them. But we can still play Thraben Inspector. That was really good for them. When they're missing land drops and a little bit behind. They're still at 20, which I do not love. Play a Grim Monolith. So Brazen Borrower cannot block non-flyers, and we don't have any flyers. So the body of this is pretty irrelevant right now. Teferi. Bounce the Inspector. That's not the end of the world. We can make another clue and redeploy our board pretty well. Okay, I think we're going to go Blade Splicer plus Thraben Inspector here. I'm really happy we didn't play the Blade Splicer. They had multiple ways to bounce the token, and they just used them. So we're much more likely to get our Golem to survive now, which is pretty sweet. Unfortunately, the Golem doesn't get the Honor of the Pure buff, but that's fine. Muldrifter. Okay, that's a really weak line. I'm not going to play around a removal spell. I'm just going to send one thing at the Teferi. If they want to path our Thraben Inspector, that's a win for us. So we will attack Teferi and them. They didn't even plus their Teferi. They knew he was going down. Okay, so now do we want to add more to the board? I think I will play the Hallow Blade because we can give it indestructible, and we could hold a land, but given that we have multiple clues, I think I like playing this land. Like, we have a path that we don't really care about. If they just go Plains, Board Sweeper, I guess I'll sort of wish we kept the Plains, but I do want to be able to crack these clues and use the mana well, or use the cards well. So right now we have 6, 7, 8, 11 damage on board, so we can't kill them next turn, but we can hit them pretty hard. They really are going to... If they don't have a Board Sweeper, I think it'll be very hard for them to win. It looks like they're playing like a lot of counter spells and card draw and like Planeswalkers, and all of those things are very bad when you're behind on board. Ooh, Workshop. That's a little scary, I guess. They could play like a Myr Battlesphere now, which would hold off our pressure pretty well. Of course, we do have Leonin Relic Order to deal with an artifact, but still scary. Is it Signet? Okay. Ooh, no other play. That's interesting. Auto removal over here. So I'm going to start by cracking the clue in case we draw something that changes things. We do not. I will play one more land and then hold this one. And then we can attack with everything. Instant speed 5 mana artifact. I have no idea what that could be. Oh, Torrential Gearhulk. That is not bad at all, actually. The question is whether we want to path it or swords it. And I think it's better to swords. I don't love giving them 5 life, but the mana could matter here, especially if they're constrained on white mana. Yeah, I'll do that. So we hit them for really just 6 since they gained a bunch of life. And I will play the Leonin Relic Order here. We're in really bad shape if they just go Plains Board Sweeper. I mean, we probably just lose. Oh, But they don't have it, so instead they just lose. I love their deck, Blue Eye Control. Could be a somewhat tough matchup if they board sweepers in the board, but otherwise, I'm feeling pretty good. So I don't like having this much removal. Although I guess we only have 2 pieces of removal. We just happen to draw them both. And really the only option to bring in would be Karn or maybe Relic. But they both seem a little bit underwhelming. I like the Disenchant if they're playing Mishra's Workshop. I think we just run this back. Yeah, our deck seems fine. 2 removal spells is fine. I don't want to draw them both, but that's pretty unlikely, and drawing 1 is pretty good. So we will submit like this. I mean, you can see, even if they don't have that many creatures, trading 1 mana for 6 mana is such a huge swing. All right. No 1-drop again, but again, a good curve of creatures after that, so I'll keep this. I would love to draw Figure of Destiny, but ooh, that's not good for us. Turn 1 Signet. Okay, we can Phyrexian Revoker that next turn, but not on turn 1. We could draw Chrome Mox, though. Wasteland. I think that is worth killing. I don't like wastelanding when we're behind by mana like this, but that can just do some dirty things. Like if they just go top 5 for like Golos or Gilded Lotus or something, we just really can't win. They do have 2 mana to our no mana though, so that's bad. Rolling up Mana Tithe, so don't play your Narset or your Dak. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's good. It's a good card, and we're not pressuring them really, so we can't really take advantage of it that way. But, oh, they missed a land drop. So now do we want to play Thalia or Revoker? Probably Thalia. Yeah, I think Thalia is just better, especially with no non-creatures in hand. They both cut them off of at least 1 mana. I mean, I guess this, if they have a 3-mana creature, this is worse. But if they want to play, like, multiple spells, this is better, and we can just play Revoker next turn. I guess if they need red mana. Okay. Yeah, against this, I would rather have the Thalia. It's already traded with 1 mana like Revoker would have, and now Thalia is continuing to tax them and means that they can't play Counterspell. It's a close call between playing one of our hard hitters and playing Revoker next turn. Also, annoying that we've drawn so many lands. We kept a 3-lander, and I think we've just drawn 3 lands since then. Yeah, we have. Of course, the Wasteland was a fine draw, but I hope we stop drawing lands. I think I'm going to go with the Brimaz next. I'm not fully confident in that play. Going after their mana is good too, but they're at 20. We're just not pressuring them that much if we don't establish a threat that kills them more quickly. Let's see what they did with their shuffle. They chose to not shuffle. Unfortunate. Yeah, I still think I'm going to play the Brimaz, though. So we'll hit for 2. Gideon was a fine draw. It does cost 5 because of the Thalia, but that's fine. We have all the mana in our hand already. 4 mana. Mind Control would be really annoying. Okay, Thran Dynamo. That is a good thing to Revoker. Well, they have a lot of mana now, but I do think I need to Revoker the Thran Dynamo. Jeez, that's very, very bad. So we will attack with both. There's some consideration also to naming the Azoria Signet to cut them off of white mana, but I think Thran Dynamo is just way scarier here. So next turn we're hitting for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can actually kill them next turn if they have nothing. That's very unlikely because they have a ton of mana and they missed land drops earlier, so we know they have a lot of spells. But I still think we're probably slightly ahead. I mean, really, we're ahead unless they have a board sweeper, which could be Ugin. It could be All Is Dust. I think that's maybe that's not in the format actually. It could be Ugin. It could be Oblivion Stone. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So I mean, it could definitely be any like normal board sweeper like Day of Judgment. 6 mana Frost Titan. Man, well, I hope we draw that Path or Swords. They can tap down our Brimaz. I don't really know what they're thinking about. I don't think there's an argument to doing anything else. I mean, I guess they could go for a land. And it would actually do something here since we have the Gideon in hand. But, like, I think that would be, yeah, that's definitely the right play from their information set. All right. Swords to Plowshares off the top. Let's get it. Ooh, that's really good. Is that better? We could play that and then hit them for 5 in the air with Thalia. Yeah, I think that's worth it. I'll do that. We could also just play Gideon and make a 2-2, but I think hitting them for 5 is better than making a 2-2 here. And now if they want to kill our... Well, so they can attack with the Frost Titan at our Elspeth and tap our cat, and then we would have to chump block with our Revoker or lose our Elspeth, neither of which is a great proposition. But I still think this is worth it to force through damage. Plus, if they're attacking, this isn't back to block. And if they're tapping our cat soldier, our Brim has untapped. So I don't think that's a winning proposition for them. Another island. All right. All right. Sweet. Very good start. I have played 4 matches of this format so far and won them all with mono white. So about what you'd expect, I guess. I will see you in round 2. Here we are for round 2 against Evo Devo. We are on the play, which is excellent. And our hand is... It's good. It's definitely a keep. But it's a little bit mixed because I really don't want to pitch any... Like, we have 3 artifacts, so that makes Chrome Mox a lot worse. And I don't really want to pitch the Hero of Bladehold. So I think we're just going to go Plains, hold up Mana Tithe on turn 1. Rather than, like... I mean, we could just go, like... Pitch the hero, play turn 1 Stone Coil for 2, and try and get GT going as fast as possible. There's some matchups where that is the correct play, but I think in the dark I'd rather save my action and just do this. I really do hope that they play like Soul Ring or something. If we can get a nice tithe value, that'd be nice. Faithless Looting. I don't think I want to counter that. They're on the mulligan already. I mean, if they're playing Reanimator, I'll regret this, but I don't think that's worth the Mana Tithe. Metalworker's Sword. Okay, not what I expected off of Basic Mountain, but fine. I think Mana Tithe will be good. They're probably ramping into big things. Let's draw Thalia. Not exactly what I had in mind there. Do we want to run out the GT or hold up Tithe again? Or play Stone Coil? I think I'm just going to run out the GT here. I would like to hold up Tithe, especially because they're very likely to play Signet this turn. But there's a decent chance we'll just go Plains, Chrome Mox, pitching Tithe, and play Hero of Bladehold next turn. Ooh. Don't like that very much. I'm glad I didn't hold up Tithe, though. Although maybe they're playing a 4-drop here. Black-red. Avalanche Riders. Wow. That's really good for us. Yeah, that I don't care about that much at all. Out of all the 4-drops in the format they could have played, that might have been the least scary here. It's a good card. I'm not saying this is not a playable card, but we're playing mono white. That's not the matchup you want. Oh, wow. Now we can Revoker to shut down the Mana Crypt, and it'll just like deal damage to them every turn. That's really, really good for us. So they cannot pay for the Avalanche Riders. They'll just be sacking that. And honestly, this Mana Crypt could really mess them up. Like, this could potentially deal them like 12 damage. They won their first flip, though, so that's unfortunate. Duretti. Ooh, that's very bad, actually. That can just mess up our board a lot. So they should probably just sack the Mana Crypt to kill our Revoker. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. That holds off the Revoker very well. And now we can't really play Hero of Bladehold. Do we want to hold up Tithe here? No, I think I'm just going to play the Stone Coil Serpent. because they can't kill it with Duretti. And then the other question is, do we want to pitch the Hero of Bladehold? I think what I'm going to do is play this for 3 and then play Chrome Mox holding up Mana Tithe. Yeah, I think I like that plan. And I'm doing it this way. Like, this actually plays into days, which I'm fine with. Actually, that would be sort of bad. But now this sort of makes it like... this is a little bit less obvious that I have Mana Tithe than if I had just, like, left the land up, I think. Now it just sort of looks like we're like, oh, wait, we don't care about this Hero of Bladehold. Which we don't. It's so bad against Duretti. All right, we need them to start losing these flips. They're 2 for... Oh, no, they're only 1 for 1. Now they're 2 for 2. That's really annoying. They can use Duretti to kill our Jitte or our Chrome Mox, I guess. They really should sack this Mana Crypt. I don't know why they're letting it stick around. Like, if they could have been at 14 right now. But as is, I think we're dead this game. Or not dead, but, like, very, very unlikely to win. Duretti is backbreaking against us. Yes, play a 3-drop. Play a very powerful 3-drop. Nope, not going to let you have that one. Well, in the end, I'm glad we didn't tithe on 1. I mean, I guess we don't know. It could have, like, mana screwed them or something, but we ended up hitting a card that was much, much better than Faithless Looting. I guess if they minus the Duretti, we can kill it. Well, actually, no. They could minus the Duretti. Yeah, never mind. We can't kill it. We can only hit it for 3. Tolarian Academy. Ooh. Well, they got max punished for not playing the Academy first. We can cast any spell in our deck. Okay, they do just plus the Duretti again. I don't like that play. Because we can just Jitte to kill all of them. Okay. Basic Plains was obviously not good. I'm going to hold it in case we draw an Armageddon. So I'll put this here. Hit their Duretti for 3. All right, and then I'll just kill both of their constructs so they can't sack them to the Duretti. It also takes them off of 2 mana. All right, time for their first coin flip loss. Let's see it. Nice. Down to 17. That's our first damage against them, which is not ideal, but not the end of the world either. How do we take 2? Oh, yeah, the Avalanche Riders. Human Nomad. I wonder how many Nomads there are in Magic. Knight's Whisper. Well, that's dicey with the Mana Crypt, but since if they win flips 67% of the time, that'll go poorly for us. But if they win 50% or less, it'll go poorly for them. They really should minus this Duretti and kill the Jitte. The Mana Crypt is just sitting around hurting them. Goblin Welder. Well, that's not going to be very effective here. Unless they kill our Jitte, which again, they really should just do that. I don't think it's very close at all. I think that's the best play by an extremely wide margin. Plussing does almost nothing. We can just kill the thing immediately, and the Jitte is actually very strong here. Okay, they found the line. Good for them. So if we draw Armageddon, we just win. That's our best draw by a lot. Drawing a Planeswalker would be great. They have another play. Relic. Okay. That's fine. So I'll send this at their Duretti, and then I'm fine trading off these guys, I think. I just want to be attacking them. Well, I'm pretty proud of our deck for beating a Duretti. I mean, well, we're not that we've won the game, but like this Duretti did not kill us. If we lose, it'll be because of other things they played, not Duretti. And I would have thought that this card could potentially just beat us single-handedly. No blocks. Interesting. So they really want to bring back one of these artifacts, which is a little weird since we know their information and none of them do anything. All right. Bye-bye planes. That actually helps us slightly. Well, either that's completely neutral or it helps us slightly. If it's neutral if there's no draw sevens in their deck, but if they have a time twister, then our top decks just became a little bit better. I also think they can pretty realistically know that there's no way that would ever hurt us. Like, what could we I guess maybe we could be playing Elspeth Conquers Death. And then having a clean graveyard means they could hit future creatures and planeswalkers. It's a little bit of a stretch, though. I actually think that, well, I guess, yeah, they might as well do that if they have no draw sevens. But if they have one time twister, then that's certainly misplay. I guess it's pretty unlikely they have a draw seven. I'm sort of used to everyone having them all the time. Well, that's unfortunate. They just drew probably Tinker. Actually, almost definitely Tinker. If they're playing Goblin Welder, they're probably playing a Tinker type deck. They are constrained on mana. They have 3 this turn, 5 next turn. So if they don't have a Tinker in their deck, there's not anything that scary they could get. I mean, I guess they could just get like a Solemn Simulacrum and then just like cycle it in and out of play with a Goblin Welder and get a lot of value that way. And also just Solemn is good against us. Like it trades with, I guess really just Revoker, but it would be good. Looks like it is the Tinker. Yep. As we expected. So some of these are a lot scarier than others. Hopefully it's a Sundering Titan. That would blow up a lot of their lands and not many of ours. Okay, that is bad. We need to draw Path or Swords very quickly. Or what's that 2-drop? Leonin Relic Warder. So we have 3 live draws. Basic Plains is not among them. Oh, wait! This is actually not too bad. We can just block this with our Stonecoil Serpent. So right now we're at an impasse where neither player can deal damage. They won't even gain life because of this having protection from multicolored. So it's actually still just a top deck battle right now, and which they probably are favored in. I'm like it looks like they have just more top end than we do. So we're behind, but when they first got the Tinker, I thought we were going to be much more behind than this. This card is really good. It's already been relevant at multiple points that it has protection from multicolored. We even have Disenchant, actually. We have 4 ways to kill this. Of course, if we kill it, they can just Goblin Welder to sack it. And then, yeah, actually, that wouldn't even kill it, unfortunately. Yeah, never mind. We don't really have answers to this. As long as they're vigilant with their welder. Oh, come on. Did they really just top deck DT into something good? Well, we just top deck 2 lands. That sucks a lot. Man. I mean, I guess that's Magic. Sometimes you get down to top deck wars and just get crushed. I mean, the plus does nothing, but this is still a Planeswalker that we need to deal with. Brimaz, I mean, I guess we play it. There's no reason not to, but this is not the sort of game we can win, really. I mean, we could attack the Duretti and just trade the 12-point life swing for 3 loyalty on Duretti, but we can't even kill the Duretti in 2 attacks. Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. So let's play this. I really wish we had Relic. Oh, wait, we do have a Relic. Yes, okay, we'll definitely be bringing in Relic here. It's good against Recurring Nightmare, Faithless Looting, both Durettis, sort of, and Goblin Welder. This Duretti more than the other. This Duretti, like, it weakens the ultimate a little bit. Oh, forgot about that. Okay, yeah, we're just dead now. Three mana, what they got? Oh, Flashback Looting is not that scary. Actually, that's just good. At this point, like, we are dead. I just want to see more of their deck. It's possible that if we stacked our deck and their deck so that they drew only lands and we drew whatever we wanted, it's possible we could win. But I'm still actually not even sure of that, which is a little bit sad, but true here. Again, we got to a state where we were ahead. We had like a modest board, and they had a somewhat low life title, and they didn't have that much mana. But then they just top decked much better than us. No discard, okay. So now we're taking 6 a turn. That can clear the way of this. Yeah, I'll cast that. Actually, that's pretty good. Because now we can get in a hit with a GT and kill the Welder. They could weld this away if they wanted to, but that would not do much. Wait, actually, it's possible we're ahead right now. No. They're just going to get that back. We're still not ahead, but we're not in as bad shape as I thought we were. So I'll equip this to the Hollow Blade and attack Duretti with everything. And Duretti, they have to chump block. Yeah, they can keep their Duretti alive. Oh, okay. Well, now we can kill their Duretti. I don't think that was a good play. No, it probably was a good play. Keeping the Welder around is good. So we attack Duretti. So this at Duretti, that at Duretti, and the 1/1 at Duretti. Man, Goblin Welder is good. I always forget that it can be used reactively in addition to proactively. So we really are down to our last draw step here. I mean, we can chump block with Flicker Wisp, but at that point where we're doing that, that's pretty insurmountable. Plus, there's a factory, which also is an artifact that they can sack to the Welder. Ooh. Okay. Good to know about that, though. That's a very good piece of information to have. I don't think there's still not quite enough to bring in the tear. Oh, wait, we don't have a tear. That was... Okay, never mind. But we wouldn't play tear if we had it, but we don't have it. So I don't think we have any outs. Parallax Wave would do it, but we don't have that in our deck. All right. We fall in game 1, unfortunately. This could be a pretty tough matchup. I think they are probably favored. So we bring in that, and I think this. Stone Coil seems good. Amira's Call is fine. Disenchant seems good. All of the artifacts are bad against Goblin Welder, but I think that's still fine. Armageddon. I think I'll cut Hero, actually. It's bad against Duretti, and also it's bad against removal, and Black-Red could definitely have removal. And then, do we want the Armageddon? Yeah, we probably... I think I will cut the no, on the play we'll keep that in. We'll cut the Honor of the Pure. It's very good. It does speed up the clock a lot, but if they're killing our creatures, which I think they will be, that then it becomes less good. And I think all the other cards are just a little bit more important, so we'll run it like this. Something I should note, we actually should have exiled the Jite there. When they exiled, so the Relic did help us. Now, we know that guaranteed that was a misplay because that's only upside for us to have a smaller graveyard. Because if we'd exiled the Revoker or the Jite, they never could have killed our Stonecoil. So that was actually a pretty significant misplay. Not that it was like, I mean, I don't think that was a clear misplay. I'm sure most people probably would have done the line I took. But that was a misplay. So we'll learn from that going forward and not leave a target for the Goblin Welder. Which, of course, we had not seen yet, but it's definitely a card that they're not unlikely to be playing. Actually, I'll bring in a Blaststone 2 over Plains. I think that's a worthwhile upgrade. It's good against Goblin Welder, and if they're playing Soul Ring or Mana Vault, then we'll really want to kill those as well. So we are on the play, luckily, and we have a good hand. We'll keep this. I think with this hand, I'll tithe almost anything, even a Faithless Looting on one. Although, maybe that's actually not true. That's probably not true. This is a weird hand where, like, I want them to have a really broken start. Like, I want them to go land, Soul Ring, Mox. Then we can tithe the Soul Ring and Leonin Relic Ward of the Mox. Oh. Okay, that changes things. Now we need to be fast. I really wanted to draw a spell there. I think we need to play Brimaz this turn to beat the library. The question is which one of these do we pitch, and they're both great, but I think I'm going to pitch the Tithe. So they're going to draw into good stuff. We just have to be as fast as possible against the library, but that's really bad. I don't think we can beat the library here. Unless their hand is terrible and they kept it only because of library. Grim Lavamancer. Okay. Drawing a creature there is good. Part of me wants to just play the Seasoned Hallowblade here as weak, or well, we're definitely doing that. Part of me wants to play the Relic Warder. I don't think that's correct, though. I think taking them off of a mana source, like they're very likely to play a Signet this turn, and taking them off of a mana source could be really instrumental here, more so than 2 damage. It also doesn't change the clock. We're hitting them for 8 this turn, which is half their life total. Oh my gosh, do they not have a land? Wow, okay, that's definitely game then. Yeah, they shouldn't keep that hand on the draw. Parallax Wave, that seals the deal. So we will attack with everything. If they want to chump block with this, that's fine. They actually definitely should. They do not, though. I will just play the wave here. And do this. The reason to do it that way, like we can't do it in response because if they play a fetch land and then crack it, they can use the Grim Lavamancer before we get a chance to exile the Lavamancer. Like the card will go to the graveyard as a part of the cost. If they played a spell, it would be fine. With the spell in the stack, we could exile it, but this is better in this circumstance. Also, there's literally just no reason not to exile it immediately. I guess they could go Ritual into Toxic Deluge here. All right, sweet. So that game was a little bit more according to plan, but I am a little worried for game 3. We could bring in like Council's Judgment or Winds of Abandon, but I don't want to get too reactive here. I mean, imagine you bring in like these sort of reactive spells, and then they lead on Library. You just like snap lose. But we could still bring in 1 Council Judgment. It is very good. It's good against Welder. Yeah, I think on the draw, I'll bring in Council Judgment over Armageddon. On the draw, dealing with the board is more important than dealing with their mana. And we are a little bit low on creatures, but I don't really want to bring in the hero on the draw, so I think we'll just run it back like this. The Grim Lavamancer is another reason I have Relic. Relic is looking great here. Man, we're drawing Tithe a lot. Not a lot of 1-mana creatures, which is better than Tithe, but I'll still take the Tithe. We can keep this and just play Plains Pass. They have seen Tithe in both games, so they're going to be very aware of this card, and they're not going to just, well, they still probably will play into it, but they might not just jam like their best spells into it. Oh, they're on a mold of 5. Wow, okay. Wasteland was a very good draw there. Relic, okay. They probably need to crack the Relic. Ooh, Relic of our own. All right, I'll play that. They should definitely crack this here. Oh, big misplay in my opinion. I guess if they have Tinker, that makes sense. Yeah, actually, yeah, that makes sense if they have Tinker. Do we want to crack our Relic? I don't think so. I don't think there's really a need. Parallax Wave. Okay, do we jam something here? Yeah, I will. We can play the Wingmare. This ties all the spells they play. They might counter this. But the thing is, with a Parallax Wave in hand, them tinkering out that thing is not that bad for us. Do they have a Braid? Oh, they just cracked the Relic. Okay. That's good for us. They probably should have just done that last turn. The reason why they shouldn't... Ooh, Tolarian Academy. That is a good Wasteland target. This doesn't tap for mana, though, so they can only actually play a 2-drop. Yeah, that's really good for us. Goblin Welder, okay. Not very scary against our Relic. Unfortunately, we can't play Gideon this turn or Brimaz plus Mana Tithe, so it's a little awkward, but we can still just play Brimaz, and that's pretty nice. And then, ooh, they're playing something else. Oh, 1/1 Ballista. Okay. So presumably killing our... Okay, wait. That's... I guess that makes sense to not kill it then. Yeah, that makes sense, because now they... We couldn't use the Relic end of turn. So we'll start by attacking for 2. They're just taking it, so they're going to make us use the... We can't play Gideon now because of that. So we could play Wasteland and hold up Mana Tithe, but then we're not really advancing our board at all. I think what I'll do here is play Plains Brimaz, because if they kill this, which I expect them to do, then we can hold up Mana Tithe. And this advances our board, which I think is important here. Oh, whoa. That's not a good... Well, I guess I don't know their hand, but I think that's a pretty weak play, because that just, like... Now... Well, I mean, I guess it's fine, but... That's just not really dealing with the Brimaz. Like, we can develop our board. They're not doing that much. Now we attack with this. And then just go Wasteland Gideon. And, like, I mean, yeah, I don't know what their hand is. So if they have nothing, that's okay, but... Killing our Vryn Wingmare for your entire turn, and then just like, yeah, that's just not doing enough. So next turn we could hit for 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can hit them down to 2. And we can Parallax Wave to deal with all their blockers. I guess they could Ballista our Cat Soldier for 1. Metalworker, okay. We can just Parallax Wave their board. Be gone, Tolarian Academy, and never return. So I'll hold the fancy land. And we'll do this and just deal with their whole board. They can kill our cat soldier, but that's not that big of a deal. Bye-bye, cat soldier. You'll be missed, but not for long because you're coming back. Well, that brings up some interesting ethical questions. Is a clone in a Magic card the same as the original card? What if it's 2 tokens? If we had 2 tokens both on board at the same time, you probably wouldn't say they're both the same token. But if one dies, then an identical one replaces it immediately. Hard to say. So we'll hit them for 11. No. Come for the magic, stay for the bad philosophy. Bye-bye, Walking Ballista. We hold up Manatee. They have 3 mana. There's no real way they could win from this position. I mean, this does nothing, but I'm just going to tithe it for the tithe value. All right, sweet. We are 2-0. On to the finals. See you there. All right, here we are for the finals against Gucci Gabe. We are on the play, which is exactly where we want to be. And we have a keep. I'll keep this. Yeah, I'll definitely keep this. I actually think it's not completely insane to just play Stone Coil for 1 here, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to play... We could play Mirror's Call tapped. I think I'm actually going to play Plains, though, because the only, the only time where we care about holding this is if they're aggressive. And if they're aggressive, they're more likely to play 1-drop, and I think the tempo there is worth it. Okay, they do not play anything. Season Hallowblade, that was great. Because I was stressing about what to name with Revoker, and now we can just play a better card. Or... not better card. I would rather have Revoker in the deck than the Hallowblade, but it's definitely better on turn 2. Spirit of the Labyrinth, huh? Okay, do we want to Swords that, or just... I don't think we Swords that, at least for now. We can attack for 3. And then I think I'm just going to play this untapped and play Vryn Wingmare. This Armageddon is looking bad. That's almost definitely going to be discarded to the Hallowblade at some point. I like this design so much more than Narset. Like, the single, like, you can't draw extra cards, but I can, is so just game altering. Like, this means it, like, now if someone plays a draw 7, it just makes us both discard our hands, which is just, like, so much more balanced. I mean, I guess it's fine, like, building that combo, and that's cool, and you can build around it, but having to just stress about that literally all the time in the last format, I'm nice to have that gone. Not going to trade off here. No play. Interesting. Manatide is an alright draw. So we attack for 5. Is it better to play out the Revoker or play Stone Coil for 3 or just pass holding up mana? I think I'm just going to pass holding up mana, actually. Stone Coil is sort of awkward. Like, I want to wait on this as long as possible because it's so bad against stuff like Flicker Wisp. And I think if they didn't play anything last turn, Tithe is likely to be good here. We're winning this race, so they have to make something happen. Shark. Oh, unexpectedly absent. I will Tithe that. I don't love it, but it's fine. Mother of Runes. Okay, that we need to get rid of ASAP. So I guess we could Revoker it. That would be fine. Thieving Skydiver just has a 2/1. Okay. So I'm fine trading off Vryn Wingmare for the Thieving Skydiver. Yeah, I think that's all right. Oh. Wow, that is very aggressive. And I don't think it's very wise. I'm going to play Revoker, naming Mother of Runes. Wow, this card is very good against Stonecoil Serpent. That's something we need to be aware of for the next game. So we can pass holding up Swords to Plowshares. If they kill our Revoker, then we can Swords their mother in response. All right, I'll take 3. That was a good draw. So we could just go for the kill. Oh, no, we can't quite go for the kill. I think I'm going to attack with everything here. We could play Swords pre-combat, but I think I like waiting here. So we attack. And then we'll see what they do with blocks. I'm hoping they'll overvalue the Mother of Runes because I hope they block here and then take 5. Which would be a reasonable play. Okay. They're blocking there. Then they should just trade off the Mother of Runes with the Revoker if they're doing this. Yeah. Which is fine. This is a okay exchange for us. Now I'm going to play a 4/4 Stonecoil. Yeah. If they have the Flicker Wisp, that's annoying. We're probably behind then because we're going to 5. But if that's pretty much the only card that would be really bad for us here since Thieving Skydiver is already gone. They're also still pretty constrained on mana, so they can't do anything super splashy. This should be an interesting matchup. I think they'll probably be a little bit favored. It looks like if they're playing blue, they're just going a little bit bigger. Thieving Skydiver is great. Mother of Runes is great. So this will be a tough matchup. But I think we're in a good position to take game 1, and we can probably snag 1 of 2 and 3 if we do manage to close this one out. Interesting. They're attacking here. I think I'm going to take the bait. They could have Fight as 1, I guess. That would actually be really bad. Yeah, I'll take this, actually. Fight as 1 would be so bad. If it's Walking Ballista, that wouldn't be that bad. Oh, okay. Well, I sort of regret my choices, but we just win now. So we discard Flicker Wisp and then play Armageddon. It's weird that they're playing Wrath of God in their deck. That's a good draw too, but I'm just going to cast this. Put them to 1. I like this board. Just a single Seasoned Hallowblade. That's all you need. All right, so we are 1-0 in the finals. Wrath of God is really good to know about. So we could bring in our own board sweeper. We could bring in Parallax Wave, Council's Judgment, maybe even these two. I mean, it really depends. Are we trying to be really aggressive or play a longer game? Playing a longer game does seem a little bit dicey here. I think I'll cut the Armageddon now that they know about it. It was good there, but I think I like going Parallax Wave in, Armageddon out. Jitte should be really good if we can find it. I do like the 2 removal spells. I think I like Disenchant. Actually, maybe we take out the Disenchant and bring in Council Judgment. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit more. This is a great answer to Mother of Runes. And I'm not going to bring in the Day of Judgment, at least for now. If they're playing Day of Judgment, they're not quite as heavy on creatures as I initially thought. And I also don't want to bring in Karn. I think that's just a little too weak. Although I guess I can bring in... Do we want Maze of Ith? Actually, yeah. I'm going to try Maze of Ith on the draw. I think this card could be pretty good for us. And if I am bringing in Maze of Ith, do I also want... yeah, I'll bring in this too, actually. That's 12 white sources plus Chrome Mox. I think that's enough. And both of these could actually be really good here. All right, Gucci Gabe, what you got? Are you going to force a game 3 here? With your Birds of Paradise logo and your 1-game deficit? 10 is excellent. So Honor the Pure plus Spectral Procession is dirty. And we have good interaction, so that's pretty nice. We can Wasteland them, and they might not have the best... it's possible this could mess up their mana base and cut them off of blue for a while, which would Be really nice. We also have an answer to turn 1 Mother of Runes, which is really important. Plateau. If we draw a land, I'm definitely going to waste land. If we draw a 4-drop, I'm not going to. Ooh, Karakas. I would probably rather kill that. Yeah, I'm going to go for this. I'm not confident that's the right play, but it'll save us a decent amount of life, and that could matter. Our hand is pretty slow. Wow. Ambitious mana base over there. Plains? That sucks a lot. Jeez. Okay, I think I'm just going to wasteland their blue source here. I don't love it, but that's so annoying. If this was a Plains, which we cut for this, then we would have been in such good shape. No play from them is good. Oh my gosh. Maze of Ith, no. Oh. Plains. Wow. We would have won this game so easily if this was a Plains. Well, they're really in a bad spot. They're just discarding a hand size. Vintage Cube. What a powerful format, folks. All right, well, we can cast it. Oko. That's good to know about. My guess is with the breeding pool gone, it's very hard for them to cast, but good to know about regardless. Oh, no. That sucks. I do not want to draw Seasoned Hallowblade again. We're definitely ahead here because we have a board, we have Honor of the Pure, and our hand is stacked. I mean, I'm sure their hand is stacked too, but we would have been. Imagine if we could just be playing these 3-drops this whole time. We would be so far ahead, and instead we're very marginally ahead. Note that we cannot plus Gideon against Karakas. We just need to make knights every turn. Goblin Rabblemaster. Okay, not too scary here. Land. We really need land. Yes, finally. Okay. I think I'm just going to go for the Spectral Procession here. So I'll start by attacking for 4. Nice. Then we play this, and this holds off the Rabblemaster very well. Tons of ways to eat the token, and we can trade off with the Rabblemaster and still have 2 bodies left. Part of me almost wants to play Gideon and Emblem to just have 9 power in the air, but I don't think that's correct. Like, if we draw land. I think it would be better just to play a Gideon and make a knight. All right, they have 4 mana. What do they got? Banishing Light on the Honor of the Pure. That's not too bad. We can Flicker Wisp that or Council Judgment that. Oh. I do not think that was the right play there. This card is sneaky good. People underrate it. Tide. That's interesting. I think what we do is just hit with 2 spirits. Actually, I'm just going to hit with 3 spirits. We want to kill them. And then we can play Flicker Wisp and Flicker a Plains to hold up Mana Tithe. And now, like, Flicker Wisp can block one of their goblins, and we can Maze of Ith their Goblin Rabblemaster. We want to trade off damage, though. When we have Parallax Wave and Gideon, that's a great way to force through damage on, like, a final Alpha Strike turn. So, trading off life is good for us. So, eat your token. Ith your Rabble. I like using Ith as a verb. I'm going to start doing that more often. Okay, that's a good thing to Mana Tithe. And now we just kill him, I think. All right, sweet. So, 2 for 2. Very, very good start to this league or to this season of Vintage Cube. I'll pull up the deck list. So this was our trophy deck list. This is my second league playing. I probably won't make this the second video just because I don't want to open on back-to-back mono white videos. But this is definitely worse than the last deck. The mana base is worse. There's only one non-basic. We did have a Chrome Mox, which is nice, and then not as many one-drops. But it was still very strong, partially just because mono white's always really strong. But we had like the Path, Tithe, Swords was good, cheap interaction. Thalia and Vrimir continued to be good. Spectral Procession and Honor of the Pure was really, really strong there as well. So, and Circle Serpent overperformed. This card is just great. Every single time I play it, I like it more. So this is a high pickup. Don't be afraid to first pick this. I actually think it is a perfectly first pickable card. Good in mono green as like a top end ramp thing that also can like pressure planeswalkers or protect your planeswalkers early. Good in mono white as you see here. Good in mono red for the same reason. Good in Artifacts Matter decks for sure. Really any deck can play this card. So that's a great one. Yeah, really, really sweet deck. Parallax Wave was great. It's possible this should have just been in the main deck. I ended up bringing that in a lot. Maze of Ith, not so much. It saved us from one hit from Rabble. Not sure that's what won us that game. But regardless of Maze of Ith's status as an Ither, we have a really sweet deck and a really good start to this format. 2-0 in terms of trophies. I'm loving it. I hope you are too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.